Hi, my magical creatures, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is definitely, yes, is exactly what it says in the title. I really need to watch Who Are My Best Friends, but honestly, it is what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all about it. So this girl that I thought was my best friend, y'all, we're gonna call this girl Valerie. So how I met Valerie, you guys, was that Valerie, I was working at Charlotte Russe, and so it was like a girls' clothing store. So this was back when I was still like a little flamboyant, like gay boy or whatever. And so she would come in all the time with her friend, and so like I would just like help her pick out outfits, and like me and her just hit it off, and we just talked, and like we became like really good friends. So we didn't really, so she followed me on Instagram, but she didn't really like, we didn't start hanging out until like after like I started dressing up full time as a woman. Like I was 6 months on hormones, had a weave, and I was doing my makeup, and then like she would see like what I would post on Instagram, and then she would hit me up, and then we will get ready to go or whatever. And so basically, yeah. And then she was only like 15 minutes away from my house too by car. So like, yeah, every time when me and her would go hang out and stuff, like y'all, it would be like an adventure. Like we would have so many guys hit on us. Hella guys would like. So let me describe like what Valerie looked like. She was basically a Samoan girl with a nice figure. Like she had a big old booty. Girl was so pretty in the face. I was very tall and skinny like a model, and I had long weave down to here, and I was really feminine, and I was pretty too. So like when me and her would go out, we were basically like a power couple. Like we were like the Claremont twins. Like, okay, let me not. But basically we got so many attention, like so much attention whenever me and her were together. People would be like, oh, is that your sister? Like da 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 da. Like guys would be jocking on us. Me and her would just have the time of our lives when we were together, and we would just go on so many adventures together. And me and her was like really close. We were like this, or as I thought. So basically, yeah, so then basically there was a period too where we stopped talking or whatever. It's because she got mad at me, you guys. So when I would hang out with her, she basically, this is when I got like, I started to know about like strippers and like sugar babies and like webcam models and like basically cam girls and like stuff like that. Like, basically hanging out with her, that's when like I started to like know about the adult industry or whatever. And by adult industry, like, you know, sugar daddies and escorts and like all that stuff, okay? So I never was a part of any of that kind of stuff at that time. We hung out, and sometimes this older, like Caucasian male guy, like old enough to be like, he looked like my grandpa. Well, I don't have anyone white in my family, but basically he looked like a grandpa, like grandpa, okay? Grandpa Max from Ben 10, y'all. So basically she would just like, when we would go hang out, she just like, oh girl, you just go out to eat with him, and then like he give you money. And I was like, it's like that? And she was like, yeah girl. So like so basically she was telling me like I should get a sugar daddy or whatever. So I was just like, okay, well, you know, I am you know, trans, and like I don't know about like if they want to be with a girl like me. So at that time, y'all, I had never dated nobody. I had never even kissed no guy at that time. So I was very innocent, very naive, very young and dumb. So basically she was just, I basically asked her, I was like, do you sleep with him for money? And she was like, no, 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 none of that. But to be honest, now that I look back on it, I'm like, I think she was, but that's her business. So anyways, and I'm not even friends with that girl anymore, so I don't owe her no loyalty or whatever. So basically, um we would just like hang out. So this guy was like paying for her car, rental car, pay for her trips. This guy was like paying for everything. And so basically, I ended up posting. So why she got mad at me, y'all? Basically posted a video of those two together on my Snapchat while I was like in the corner minding my business. And so like, yeah, so I was basically third wheeling it. And so I posted on my Snapchat almost on her sugar daddy or something like that. And so hecka people was like hecka laughing and stuff on Snapchat, but she didn't know any of the people on my Snapchat. So basically she got really mad, and so y'all, she really stopped talking to me because of that. And she's like, I told you not to post anything. And I was like, girl, it was a joke. Like I didn't think it was that serious, and plus you don't even know any of the people on my Snapchat. So but she's like, but still, that's like super awkward and embarrassing. So y'all, she got heckin' mad, and so we didn't talk for like a while because of that. See, this is what happened. So that was part of it why she was mad at me. But the other part was that me, her, and then like this other girl, I forgot her name, but we're gonna call her Kayla. Basically, me, Valerie, and Kayla, we was hanging out at the pool. And so basically, this guy that I had a big crush on, that was Valerie's friend, he's very hecka hot. Like, he's a hot guy, like muscles, tall, in the military. He was so good looking, y'all. All the girls wanted him, and he wanted me. And so basically, long story short, you guys, that is another story time in itself. But I went on a date with him. Complete jerk. He was a douche, and yeah, it was my first date ever with him. And I remember as a little flamboyant gay boy, I was like, "Who is that?" She's like, "Oh, that's my friend." And I was like, "Girl, he's fine." And then when I transitioned, he wanted to go on a date with me, but he didn't know that was me back then. So basically, long story short, I found out that like Valerie and him hooked up or whatever, and then she tried to set me on a date with him. And I was like, "Sweetheart, I don't do leftovers, okay? I just don't." And so yeah, basically, and then also too, Valerie also had another trans friend, but like she was more of a diamond in the rough. Like you could tell, like you just knew off the bat, like she was born a guy. And so like her and Kayla would just be like, "Oh, you're the pretty one, and like you're prettier than her, and you're the pretty one, and all this stuff." And I kind of just looked at them sideways. Like I took a little offense to that because it's like it's not her fault that she's not as feminine as I am, you know. And I just felt like, is this what this is, the beauty contest now? So like I started kind of feeling some type of way. And so I'm trying to remember, but yeah, so after that happened, I think she ended up telling people like my tea and everything, and then I got kind of mad at her because I didn't want people knowing and I wasn't out yet. So yeah, so y'all, it was just kind of like back and forth drama. So like me and her just stopped talking. So fast forward 6 months later, I'm at my great grandparents' house, and then I wake up and she Snapchats me, and she's like, "Hey, like, do you want to like hang out? Like, I haven't heard from you in a while." I was like, "Okay, like, yeah, like, let's hang out, stuff like that." And so she tells me like she got married and everything. And so I was just like, "Oh my God, like, are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Did you get married to that guy that, I went on a date with, that you set me up with?" And she was like, "Heck no." And I was like, "Do you have a sugar daddy?" And she's like, "No, girl, I don't do that no more." So I was like, "Okay." So she got married to this guy. And so basically, um, so also the other trans girl, we're gonna call her, um, what's her name? We're gonna call her Jasmine. So basically, Jasmine is like, "Look," so we were basically on three-way or something like that. And so Jasmine was like, "Look, y'all need to get over what y'all went over 6 months ago, and we need to have a girls' night out, and we just need to have fun." So we are like, "Okay, Jasmine, like, I like this. All right, Valerie, bitch, are you in?" So we basically made up, and then so we basically went out, and yeah, we hung out. So we basically were in Sacramento, you guys. So Jasmine was basically with this dude. He was like the driver or whatever. But honestly, y'all, he was really weird. Something was really wrong with him. I think mentally he was not all there. But I'm gonna just leave it at that because I ended up not liking his ass at the end, how he did me and Jasmine at the end. And I'm gonna tell y'all. So basically, Jasmine and I, we saw by the gas station or whatever. So it was me, Valerie, Jasmine, and then the white dude or whatever. We're gonna call him Tom. We'll call him Tom. So Tom was basically the DD, and so we stopped by the gas station.
Can they do like a permanent one? No, because then you want to change.
Oh yeah, you change.
Oh
yeah, 7 on 2.
Now make that. Yeah.
And so yeah, so we're headed to Sacramento. So basically, we're just hanging out. We're having fun. Jasmine, she's like the life of the party, y'all. Like everybody just gravitates towards her, and she's heck of fun, super out there, stuff like that.
Ow! Excuse me, sweetie. Can I talk to you for a minute, sexy? That girl's hot.
So we finally get to Sacramento. We go to the dive bar, so which is like the mermaids swimming in there and stuff. So we basically get there. Oh, first we went on like a little carriage or whatever to get to the dive bar inside. And then so after that, then we went to the dive bar. In there, Valerie and Jasmine, like they started drinking and stuff. And basically, there was some drama between them and then some other girls. With me, I had no clue. Like, I was just having fun with everybody. And so, apparently, they were just saying slick stuff, talking about some, oh, these like, basic these basic like white bitches and stuff like that. Like, I'm not trying to come for any white people on here, but I'm just telling y'all what they said, and I had no part of what they were saying because I was not with that. But basically, they're just saying, oh, these basic white bitches, like all this stuff. And so basically, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but I was buzzed and I was feeling myself. I was, dancing and stuff. And then right before y'all know it, you guys, out of nowhere, someone had slapped me right on my butt and grabbed me, and I had jumped like 10 feet up in the air. So I turn around and there's just two big old dudes just standing behind me, and I'm by myself, y'all. So I basically looked at them and I just chose one of them and I slapped the tar out of one of them. And basically the other guy was just holding his face and then the other one was laughing or whatever. I don't really know which one did it, but I basically, y'all standing there acting like y'all didn't see nothing. So I'm gonna slap one of y'all. So I slapped one of them, which I think that did it, and I think he did do it because I heard somebody in this ear talking about some don't or I'm about to do it, and then the other guy in this ear was like, don't do it. So whoever was standing over here in this right ear, I turned around and slapped the tar out of him. So yeah, basically, but those guys were with those white girls or whatever. And so basically, yeah, I did not know. So basically, y'all, I don't know what happened after that, but I didn't know that those guys were with those girls, and then Jasmine and Valerie, they were just, trying to start some mess with them or whatever, but I was not a part of that. So basically, yeah, so we go into the girls' bathroom. Jasmine gets hecka drunk, y'all. Like, this girl cannot control her liquor. Like, this girl got hecka drunk. And then, basically, after the dive bar, we ended up getting kicked out, but I didn't know. They just said, like, hey, we gotta go or whatever. So I'm like, all right, well, we about to go. So we leave. Jasmine gets hecka drunk, you guys. Like, she ends up going to the police officers across the street. And then, like, me and her and, like, Valerie and Tom, we're just looking at her like, what is she doing? Like, she's about to go to jail, like, and toxic in public or whatever. So basically, she tells them the situation, like, about trying to tell on them girls or whatever, saying they're trying to start drama and like all this stuff. I really don't know. Girl was drunk. So basically, yeah, she didn't get in trouble, but she ended up coming back, like, walking to us. Then a bunch of these, like, tranny chaser girls were, like, trying to talk to me and Jasmine, talking about some, yes, girl, yes, like, all this stuff. And I'm like, girl, get away from us. Like, you just want to hang out with us because we trans.
Okay, ready? One,
Wait.
two.
Maybe when I press on the floor.
Oh, hold on. Yes, girl, yes.
Ready? 1, 2. Go.
So anyways, basically, I find out that Valerie, she didn't even tell her husband that she was going out with us. Like, she snuck out of the house. So, like, she's over here like, oh my god, like, all this stuff. But we didn't know. So she basically, Jasmine had to go use the bathroom or whatever. So I grabbed Jasmine and I'm like, all right, let's, Jasmine had to go to the bathroom. So I was like, all right, y'all just like bring the car and pull it up to the front or whatever. And then I'm gonna take Jasmine to the bathroom and then we'll come out and meet you in the car. So that was the plan and that was the game plan or whatever. So we go back so they let us back in. So we go back into the dive bar. She uses the bathroom. I come back out. Tom and Valerie, they end up leaving us in dang Sacramento to take her back to, which was basically far away where she lived. And so I was like, I could not believe this mess. So basically, I call Valerie up and I'm like, why did y'all leave? And she was like, oh, like, you know, my dude is stripping. Like, he wants me back, like, right now. I was like, you couldn't wait? You couldn't wait 10 extra minutes? Like, are you serious? Like, why did you leave me and her? Like, me and her just stranded out here. So, y'all, I get hecka mad. Jasmine is drunk as hell. So, basically, we walked to, like, another club or whatever. So, we tried to go back into the dive bar. They would not let us back in. They just said, y'all are done. So, at this point, I'm like, ooh, if one is clocked, then both is clocked, basically. So, I thought I was being discriminated. But later, y'all, like, I'm gonna find out, like, more in business on why they didn't let us in. So then we go down the street or whatever to another club or bar. They basically tell us, like, nah, y'all ain't coming in. And so we're like, what the? So we didn't even know what was going on. Like, I didn't know what was going on. So basically, we just kicking it in an alley or whatever. So Jasmine over here talking to other guys. Like, she over here just acting a fool. And then, so heck of guys are, like, trying to pick us up or whatever. And then Jasmine is like, this my sister, this my sister. And then this, like, group of guys were like, oh, that's probably her brother. And then I basically started getting scared, y'all, because I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm about to get beat up. I'm about to get murdered in Sacramento. Like, I snuck out of the house to, like, be here. Like, oh my God, y'all, like, I was freaking out. So basically, we ended up moving spots. And then there was, like, a security guard, like, I guess, like, doing traffic or whatever. So I just tell Jasmine, I'm like, girl, just stand right here. Don't talk to anybody, and we're gonna wait right here until Tom gets back. So I had enough money to get myself an Uber to where to get back to my place, but I wasn't about to leave Jasmine by herself because she was drunk, y'all, and like, yeah, at that time I did not have enough money to get her a ride back to where she needed to go. So I was like, dang. So basically, I just took it out, stayed with her. So I'm about to say like 2 hours later, Tom comes and picks us up, y'all. I was heated. I was so angry. I was so mad. So Tom picks us up. I look at him damn crazy. I don't say nothing to him. Jasmine is on the phone with Valerie. Valerie is trying to talk to me. Talking about some, hey girl, like, how are y'all? So I tell her though, everything that I told y'all is what I told Valerie. And I'm like, why did you do that? And she was like, girl, I'm sorry. Like, y'all are fine. Y'all are fine. I said, no. So I basically cussed her out. I said, you effing, like, I should have known not to go out with you. See, that was the reason why we stopped talking. Like, girl, F you. Like, all this stuff. I cussed her out, y'all. I let her know. And ever since then, we never talked again, like, ever. And so basically what happened is that Jasmine was basically telling us, me and Tom, that apparently those the basic white girls that they kept calling them girls, some basic white girls or whatever, they basically were with those two guys because I had slapped one of them in the face. Basically those girls went and told security that I was the one starting mess after I was the one that got sexually assaulted or whatever. And basically that's why we ended up having to leave the dive bar and got kicked out. So basically after Jasmine had left, her husband was like, where are you at? And she would not tell him, like, I don't know why she did that. So basically she ended up hopping in the car and leaving. And then so the reason why me and Jasmine couldn't go into any of the clubs, once you get kicked out at one of the bars, they notify all the other surrounding bars within downtown Sac or whatever. And so that's why me and her couldn't go in. So we weren't being discriminated against. It was just that they wouldn't let us in. But my thing is, they should have talked to me and asked me saying, why did you slap that guy? So to me, I feel like that was messed up and that was shady, and I had no idea that any of this stuff was going on, y'all. That was a crazy story time. But after I got my face done or whatever, which was like a year later, I ended up posting a picture of like my mom and then like a picture of me with my face done. And she basically hit me up on Instagram, was like, oh my God, you're so pretty just like your mom. And I basically ended up blocking her because I was like, yeah, no, like, do me wrong once, like shame on me twice, shame on me or something like that. But yeah, no girl, this ain't about to be a third time. So basically I cut her off and I never talked to her again. Definitely moral of the story is I really stopped giving people chances after that. Like literally, like, you just do me wrong one time, girl, I'm bowing out. Usually too, like if I start seeing like the signs of like something ain't right, or if I feel like something's wrong, or I feel like, you know, you just, I don't know, like if I just don't feel comfortable around you, I'm really not even gonna give you a chance, because that's just, you know, how it is. And I don't, you know, it's kind of sad or whatever, but you know, that is what it is. And then Jasmine, yeah, I ended up seeing her again later when I was hanging out with a group of people at another bar, but I ended up seeing her again, but I kind of just was like, oh hey, and then bye, and left it at that. And then so yeah, but yeah, moral of the story is choose your friends wisely. If you don't feel like, if y'all have a fallout, like, I mean, I can understand, but sometimes some things are just meant to be closed, and keep it closed and never revisit, never open that mess back up. But yeah, I hope you guys love this video, this crazy story time. Definitely don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, and stay magical, you guys. I love you, and be safe.